For that price, you need to be beast mode. For that price, someone needs to smell me from the other side of the wall, because otherwise, what's the point? Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Alyssa, aka Always Alyssa J, and today we're going to be talking about the most expensive fragrances in my collection. And baby, I feel like y'all going to be surprised about the most expensive one. You probably have something in your mind. I'm telling you, it's not what you think. But baby, let's dive right in. We're going to start from the bottom to the top, and as a quick disclaimer, there are 8 fragrances here. 2 of which I did not purchase. My husband got me one and one of my best friends got me one. And some of these I did get for a cheaper price, and I'll let you know where. So first up, we have Kirke by Tiziana Terenzi at a whopping $295. This is a fruity, musky, beast mode fragrance. I first heard about this from Aaliyah's Face. If you don't know her, you should definitely check her out. She's one of my favorite YouTubers. But she was talking about this a lot and how much she loved it. So I blind purchased this, y'all. Ooh, and I loved it real bad. So I'm glad it worked out. Don't blind buy a $300 fragrance. Also, I didn't pay $300 for this. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I get vintaged and pre-loved items from an app called Shop Shops. And this was not pre-loved, but ever so often they do go to a fragrance warehouse where they have brand new fragrances at warehouse prices. So I believe I paid $200, if not a little bit less, for this bottle. I definitely did not pay full price at $295. But for me, it is worth all the money. Whenever the summertime comes around, this is what you're going to catch me wearing. I promise you, if we are outside, I got my chest out, the shoulders out, the clavicle out, okay? And I am glistening. 9 out of 10 times, if you run into me during the summer, I will be wearing this scent. This is like a tried and true, going to stay in my collection forever, forever, forever. Next up, we have Mani Casanad by Navitus. This was in collaboration with Sharita. I actually found her on YouTube. She makes fragrance content and she also makes some banging fragrances with Navitus. This is vanilla ice cream, brown sugar, and toffee in a bottle. When I tell you, this is one of the best brown sugar vanilla ice cream fragrances I have ever smelled. Hands down, one of the best. And baby, it is loud. Now, this was also $295. I did pay full price. Actually, I received 10% off because I purchased the pre-order, I think. When they have new launches, they'll give you 10 or 15% off. So I did get 10% off, and I got a free Mani Casanad body spray as well. So I paid $265 for this. I got $30 off with that 10% off at launch. Still pretty expensive in all intents and purposes here. But I did get to support another creator, a fellow creator at that, which I was happy to do. And for me, it was worth the money because it smells amazing. Taking things up a little bit, we have Xerjoff's Casa Marati Italica. This cost $305. However, if you are familiar with Funmi Monet, ever so often, and it's super duper rare, she does some decluttering and she posts her fragrances for sale on Instagram. It's a separate Instagram than her personal page. She hasn't done it in a very long time, but she listed this for $75. Girl, I was too hyped to get this. I got this, and I got, you can see it over there a little bit, Herbapura as well. $75. A steal. So I would definitely be on the lookout. Like I said, she hasn't done it, and I want to say like a year. It's been a while, and I can understand why, because it's a very big undertaking to ship all of this stuff out to people, keeping track of what people ordered and getting payments. That's a lot of work. But anyways, I love this. This is almond milk, saffron, toffee, vanilla. It is just milky almond vanilla goodness. Also a blind buy for me. I had never smelled anything from Xerjoff. This was a blind buy. Herba Pura was a blind buy, and I really like them both. Continuing to go up in price here, I have two fragrances from Louis Vuitton. So we have Attrape Rêve, and then we have Rose Devant. These are both $330 each. However, when I purchased these, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago, they were only $280 a piece. I might argue $260, but I'll say $280. They were only $280 each, and I didn't buy them on the same day. I think I bought them both in the same year once I realized that Louis Vuitton knew what they were doing when it came to fragrances. Since then, they've raised the price on their perfumes by $50. Hate that, but you know, their price is their price. As you can see, I got a big old dent in this one, okay? I love Attrape Rêve real bad. And Rose Devant, like, it is one of my favorite true rose scents. It is just beautiful. Now, the good thing about Louis Vuitton is if you do get low in your bottle or you just flat out run out, you can get a refill. If you keep your bottle, you can get a refill for, I think, half the price. So that's the one thing I will say is really great about Louis Vuitton and their fragrances. Purchased for $280 a piece, now $330 a piece. Ugh. Next up is one of my favorite fragrances. I have a huge debt in this, and I'm so afraid to run out because it is so expensive. 100 Silent Ways by Nichane. I need y'all to see this debt. Oh my goodness. This is more than 50% done, y'all. This fragrance costs $370. I didn't buy it for that much though. Similar to the Tiziana Terenzi fragrance, I purchased this from the Shop Shops app. They were in the warehouse, the fragrance warehouse, $202 for a 3.4 ounce bottle. Are you kidding me? $170 discount. I didn't even realize how it, like I knew this was expensive. Like, I'm thinking maybe it was $250. I got it for $200. Girl, when I realized this was $370, probably the biggest savings of everything that I have here today. This is a sugary peach white floral fragrance that is absolutely gorgeous. I've received so many compliments on this fragrance, and it lasts all day, y'all. There was a time where I went out to eat with my friend after work. So we're talking, I left the house at like 8 o'clock. We're now talking about 6 o'clock. 10 hours later, I walked past my girlfriend to sit down, and she's like, "What are you wearing? You smell good." I was like, "You could still smell this on me." Another day, I had paired this with another fragrance, went to get my teeth cleaned at like 5 o'clock. We're talking 9 hours later. The tech was like, "What are you wearing? You smell amazing." Baby, she lasts long, and that's why the dent is this big. Worth every penny, in my opinion. Now, I'm still going to try to get her at a discounted rate because $370 is $370. But for me, I will buy this over and over and over again, or make my man buy it for me. I might do that. Now, you already know I was not going to do this list without talking about Delina from Perfumes de Marly. This is actually my third fragrance from this brand. I also own Casilli, and I also own Valaya. Those I think are not as expensive. This is $375, and I understand why. She is beast mode. She lasts a long time. I do not think I paid full price for this. I want to say I paid $275. Actually, my husband got this for me. He probably did pay full price for this. But if I were to purchase this again, I know that there are sites that sell this for like $275 or $250 or even less than that. I am someone who loves Turkish rose, a good rose fragrance, and that's exactly what this is. It's beast mode. I get compliments every single time I wear it, blah, blah, blah. I have ranted and raved about this fragrance enough, so I will not bore you with more. At $375, we have Leonora by Mind Games. Can we get into this bottle? I had no idea this was like a chess set kind of design until I saw them all together in the department store. This is a passion fruit burst. I walked in there to the fragrance counter at Blue Me's and I was just smelling things, and I smelled this and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have it. $395 later. It's in my hands. My husband did just buy me Queening for the holidays, so I will be opening that up and adding that to my collection. But this is so beast mode. Like, I feel like for that price, and I did pay the full price, y'all, and some with tax. For that price, you need to be beast mode. For that price, someone needs to smell me from the other side of the wall, because otherwise, what's the point? I ain't spending that much money to be mute. I'm just not. If you're gonna charge that much, we gotta wake it up. And that's exactly what this did. Oh, this is so stunning. I cannot wait for the spring and summer to roll around for me to start wearing this. I mean, you can wear your fragrances whenever, wherever, but for me, some fragrances have time and place. This is one of them, and that's okay. It's fine. Now, this last one, y'all gonna be so mad. This fragrance was a gift from a friend. I want y'all to take a wild guess as to what brand you think this is. I'm gonna give y'all a beat. I'm gonna give y'all a second. Okay, it's Chanel. Chanel Beige. Y'all, I received this as a gift, I think for my birthday, I believe. And it has 3 notes: frangipani, hawthorn, and honey. And I smelled this and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so clean, very soapy. Like, even my husband smelled me. He actually likes this, which I was shocked. He was like, oh, what's that like soapy kind of smell? I'm like, oh, it's Chanel Beige. You know, some might deem this as a little mature, but I like this more than I thought I would. When I looked at the price, I don't know what prompted me to look at the price. I looked at the price of this. I was so embarrassed. Why is this $500? Why is this $500? It is literally so insane. And in fairness, I don't think she paid $500 for this, but still, the idea that something like this, now I'll tell you, it lasts, right? It's gonna last on your skin. It's not one of those things that people are gonna like. It's not something that's super loud, but someone in close proximity will definitely smell you, and you will smell nice. You will smell good. This is something I wear when I work remotely at home. Maybe I'm going out to run errands. I really do enjoy this. It's floral. It has the honey. It's really beautiful and clean. The idea that this costs more than this, and granted, this is 6.8 fluid ounces, right? So we gotta sit back and compare the ounces, but like, Chanel girl, it's strictly the name at this point, because ain't no way. But anyways, y'all, Chanel Beige is the most expensive fragrance in my collection at $500. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. But y'all, that is the end of my video. I actually had a lot of fun filming that because of the ridiculousness. But I personally don't own a ton of fragrances north of the $200 mark, because for me, if I'm gonna spend that much, you need to be extraordinary. You need to be something I haven't really smelled before. And especially north of the $300 mark, girl, just real quick, I went to Bloomingdale's again, and child, they try to get me. There is a fragrance called Seher by Bulgari, and it's part of their Le Gem collection. A mutual of mine, April, told me about it. She was ranting and raving. She actually purchased it. I went into the store and smelled it, and I was like, oh my God. It is a rose fragrance, but it is unlike anything I have ever smelled before. And it's beast mode. And I know it lasts. I know it lasts. They wanted $460 for that fragrance. I told that lady, I said, listen, I just can't conceive of spending north of $400 for a fragrance. And that's the reality. When you look at the fragrances that are the expensive or luxury fragrances that are out there, ain't nothing worth $400. I'm telling you that right now. Unless they put solid gold in the bottle, ain't nothing worth $400. And so this lady gonna fix her mouth to tell me, well, you know, do you have a Bloomingdale's credit card? I said, no. She's like, well, we do take Klarna. I said, Klarna? Girl. I've only done Klarna, I think one time, y'all. Was it for a plane ride? I think it was for a plane back when I was just coming out of college. I wasn't making money like that. So I think I put a plane ticket on Klarna. Girl, I am not about to put a $500 fragrance after tax on some Klarna. And I don't want y'all to do that either. To the best of your ability, with all the fragrances I talked about today, you can find these fragrances at a discounted price. Maybe with the exception of Navitus and Louis Vuitton. The other ones you could find on other websites. Or y'all buy a decant, buy a smaller size. Like Nation 800 Silent Ways, they have that in a smaller size. Like Delina, they have that. Parfums de Marly in general, they have smaller sizes. Like, we don't need a 3.4 ounce everything. Especially me going into this year. I know I'm ranting at this point. My final point. I'm buying small sizes of everything. I got a lot going on as is. The odds of me finishing everything here are very slim. Like, let's just be realistic. There are sites like FragranceNet, Joma Shop. If you go on Shops, and they're having a warehouse sale. There are plenty of websites where you can find these fragrances at a price that is not going to make your wallet cry. But y'all, that is the end of my video. Y'all let me know what you think about the most expensive fragrances in my collection, and you tell me the most expensive in yours. And if you liked what we talked about today, fragrances, luxury, and if you also like talking about handbags and plus size fashion, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye!